mess it up or something like that.
Okay, well, I agree with Vincent on that part, but I also think that Matea has a point that while the gun, it's very unlikely that it just accidentally discharged, because if you really look back at the text, it says that the man no one investigated anything. They didn't investigate to see whether or not the woman actually went around the house. No one knew what happened. They just assumed because she was black that he was right.
Okay, I got something to say on it. Because, okay, it said, okay, I said, how it's going to, okay, I come on a little study. It said, how it's going to be an accidentally discharged, and I said, he just shot her on purpose. And I also said, if I think somebody is breaking, because it said that Mac Byrne never once said anything or cried for help, and he said she just attempted to get into his house using the front door and side door. And I said, if I think somebody is breaking in my house, I would use a weapon too. And I also said, if she knocked on the door looking for help, okay, if somebody knock on your door, you see they knocking on the door, why would you think they sit here trying to rob your house? That's when I kept on reading on down, so that's why I said, if she knocked on the door looking for help, of course he knows she not trying to break in. And so I believe y'all saying about like cause she black, it's not because like she black. It's probably because he probably thought she was trying to break in the house for real, because she used a side door. You sit here finna use my side door. I'm finna sit here and go get a weapon and do something to you.
Okay, so bring it back to the question then. How does that relate to the? Go ahead.
Can I ask a question to everyone? All right. So that video that we watched, do y'all think the people,
Which video? Be specific.
the one with the slaves and all that? No,
Okay, so the children's march.
Yeah, the children march. Do y'all think those people were evil?
Yep.
Who are those people?
The kids?
The police officers.
Yes, they was evil.
I think.
They became evil because of their surroundings
Yeah, I think that.
and the other officers.
Sometimes with about where you think they evil, if you really think about it, back then, that's what they were used to. They probably didn't really think nothing wrong with that, and like they are police officers, some of them may not want to do that, but that's their job and that's what they had to do.
So are they born evil or did they become evil?
They became evil.
Why?
They became evil because, like their parents, they didn't like the black people, so they taught them like don't associate yourself with that kind of people because just they didn't like them.
Another thing about what Kiara said when she said maybe they didn't want to do that. At the same time, if they didn't want to do that, they could have at least like stood up or said something about it, like how the other kids was when they was talking about, like they knew it was wrong what was happening to them, and maybe the police officers who didn't want to do that to them, they could have stood up and said something.
I disagree with Amari.
Hold on, let's hear Jamari.
I disagree with Amari because at the same time, it's like the environment that they was raised in. Like they were always taught like to be that way, and then to like stand up when it's a bunch of people who are against like the black people, for them to stand up and be the oddballs out of everybody else. That would kind of put them in the odd position.
Okay, so hold on. Let me pose a question to you guys. Can you be born racist or prejudiced?
No. You can't raise them to it.
Okay, explain. And, well, first, let me ask you this. Is racism or prejudice evil?
Yes.
So, can you be born that way?
No.
Why?
If you attract that.
Because just like you can't be born evil, you can be raised into evil, but you can't be born evil. So you can be raised into racism, but not born.
Okay, but the people who are raising you, are they born evil?
No.
Why?
They were taught the same way that they're telling you not to do this and do that. When they were probably the same age and thinking about what you were thinking about, it was people probably telling them the same thing you were going, and it's just a repeated cycle that keeps going and going and going.
I agree with Kiara because what a lot of parents do, they raise their child the way that they were raised. So they weren't born evil because they were taught to be evil, and then when the next generation comes, they teach their kids how to be that way, and so they aren't born evil. they became evil?
I think that you can trace all evil back to one person who started it all. And I don't think that that person was born evil necessarily. I think that it all comes down to the fact that even today, everybody wants attention. They want to start something so that people pay attention to them. They want to be known for something. And I think that the person who started the racial injustice, I don't think that they realized how far it was going to go. I just think that their point was they wanted to be noticed in their time. They wanted people to take, charge, and they wanted to be put on a celebrity.
All right, now let's think back to the novel that we've read, The Outsiders. How does this question relate to The Outsiders? The one that we've been discussing, not the new one.
Ms. Elkins, could you answer the question first?
This new question?
Yeah.
Amari, go ahead. Read the question out loud first and then answer it.
Okay, are there instances when good can be considered evil? I think yes, like back in the segregation days when all the white people who was like segregated away from the black people, they thought that was good, and like to us that's kind of evil because it's like everybody should be equal. So yeah.
I agree with that because, like Hitler, what he was doing, people thought that was good, but to the people who were getting hurt and all that stuff, they thought that was evil.
I agree with Justice and Amari because, like in The Outsiders, they were like Johnny and Ponyboy, and so Johnny killed Bob, but it was like a good thing for Ponyboy, but it was an evil thing for him to kill Bob at the same time.
I think it with stuff like evil and good, in one way, and on two different sides, it can be two different things. Like what Amari said, for the white people separating, they thought that was good for them, and then for the black people, it hurt us. Like if you're getting hurt, it could be benefiting somebody, and if you're not being hurt, it can hurt. And if you're not being hurt and being benefited, it could be hurting somebody else.
I agree with Kiara because people, they have their own minds, so